Okay, so in addition to image manipulation, I also do 3D modeling. And I've made some pretty cool ones, some pretty detailed models, and I do starships. I do other things too, um, almost still life kind of stuff. And I just thought it would be fun to do a speed build of a low poly Constitution class from the TOS era. So, you know, this Enterprise. We're going to be leaving off some details, but we're going to get some of the major ones in, and we're going to keep it low poly. We're not going to use modifiers like subdivision to smooth things out. We will use mirroring just because that makes things fast. So yeah, we're gonna give it a go and see what we can do. I'm gonna run my stopwatch here, and we'll just see how long it goes or how long it takes to whip something out real quick. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's start off with a simple cylinder, and we're going to keep it to 32. Scale it on Z. Again, this is all just for fun. I don't know what prompted me to do this, but it just seemed like a fun idea. So we're extruding and scaling, and we're going to go up and scale it in and add in a loop cut in here to bring it in so we get some shape to it. We'll go to the side because there is a nifty little feature in here. So let's extrude and scale. Extrude and scale. And we're going to take care of that here in a sec here. Let's go ahead and bevel that one out. And again, we're just going for low poly here. Oops, go to the side view. Alright, that looks pretty cool. Okay. Let's throw in another cylinder in here. And again, normally I'd be doing some simplified things and then throwing on a subdivision surface modifier, but we are not going to do that today. We're going to use all bevels just to make things look fun. Okay. Now we're going to go select these loops and see what we can do here. Oops, what did I do? Huh, never noticed that before. That image is not even. icosphere, and we're going to turn up subdivisions here so it'll be a little bit smoother. Scale and Z, and just like that. Now mind you, this is not a tutorial on how to build a Starship. If you're going for something super detailed, this is not how you would want to do this. Because you want to actually make it look right. And you're going to, of course, add details. We're not adding any details like texturing in this. And we're not adding windows or anything like that. I'm not even sure how we're going to do that part yet. It'll be interesting. We're going to learn together. Make sure that's going to work. Okay. Solid view. That's what we want. Okay. We're looking pretty good. Let's add in just a little more softness on those. Just some slight little bit of beveling. Just like that. Okay. Oops. Oh, what am I doing here? Again, I don't know why I'm doing this. I just had a hankering to do this. It's just fun. And we'll see if it leads anywhere. Select these edges and bevel them. Nope. So let's throw in a couple things here. And no, that's not how we want to do it. To get that oval shape so it doesn't go perfectly round, we want to actually bring those in a little bit. Let's scale that out. Yeah, close enough. It's good enough for government work, right? Okay. Let's throw on a neck real quick. these just so we can get some geometry here. Okay. And sometimes I'm just deleting stuff just so we don't have a ton of extra geometry. Like that. So that's not going to work how I hoped. Okay, let's do that as a cylinder. We could do it as a sphere, but I don't know. I just don't feel that's the right thing to use for that particular part. I don't think I ever did when I was making a more accurate model. This will get us the round shape we want. So what we can do, yeah, let's just do it like that. There we go. Look at that. Now we're getting there. And what you would do ultimately is subdivide everything to make it smoother, but again, we're just going for a low poly ship. We are not going for anything super heavy. You notice a lot of things I use will just start off as a cube, and again, when you're doing modeling and you're subdividing stuff, cubes can become just about anything. They don't often stay cubes. Rarely, when I'm using cubes, do they stay cubes. And like someone might even ask, what would you do with a low poly model like this? Not much. It's just for fun. Um, but you could even print something like this just for the heck of it if you wanted to. It won't have a lot of detail, won't, but if you just want your own little Starship Enterprise, then you can have one. The back of this is going to be the most challenging part. It's going to be a pain. So we're going to focus on the front. We're just kind of cheating with this one. We're not making it exactly the same here. Maybe we can. There we go. That'll work. And we're just going to make a very simple dish here. Oop. What we want to do, move our point of origin. So that way, this lines up perfectly with the middle. Okay. And I don't know how long this is going to take. We're just rolling with it and seeing what happens. This is not how long it would take me to actually make a model of a ship in Blender if I was doing a fully rendered model. That takes quite a bit longer. Sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months. All depends on what's really needed and the level of detail. Not bad. Okay. Now, let's figure out this part. So we're just going to have to fudge it a little bit. Oh yeah, that's right, it's not perfectly round. Okay. Now, one thing a lot of people don't like is n-gons. I love n-gons. I do not care. Um, super secret. When you're making render models, no one notices. No one really notices. I can't tell you how many times. I mean, there's going to be someone out there who's like, "Oh, you can always see weird things in the rendering." Man, I can't tell you how many models I've done where I forgot to even check freaking normal geometry, and it's completely wrong, and nobody notices anything. It's fine. N-gons are fine. Yeah, it's a little funky. Oh, I know why. That's a little bit better. But again, this is just for fun. Oops, don't want to do that yet. And I don't know if this is really what it would look like in a final model. It wasn't what it looked like when I did the detailed model for the TOS Enterprise. Um, Again, it's just low poly fun. Oop, too close to the center that time. So you see UV sphere. Good enough. Okay, now here's where we're going to start mirroring things. So let's get our origin back to world origin. And let's grab a cube. So these are going to be the only modifiers we actually use as mirroring, just because it's easy. Now if you didn't want to use modifiers, you could easily just duplicate the object and mirror it on the x-axis. Totally possible. Throw a mirror modifier on it, scale it, grab it, place it. Let's get it centered up somewhat. Okay. Yes, I know said we're going low poly, but there's certain things we just kind of want to do for fun. Okay, so what am I going to do here? Let's do it this way. Duplicate those, scale except on the Y, bring them down like that, and let's get rid of all those edges inside. We just want the rings. And on this one too. Oh, and on the other one. Forgot they're all one mesh. I didn't separate those. Okay, select this loop, select this loop, and bridge them. This loop, bridge them. Oh no. Close enough. Voila. Okay. This is going to be the only thing we're going to really, well, maybe. I don't know how we're going to do this one. We're just going to try this, see how this goes. Maybe we'll do it, no clue. Let's do the slow way. We're just going to follow the line and see what it does. So like I said, n-gons, tries, I don't care. No joke, dirty secret of making even detailed models. Most people will never ever know, and that's something that you will learn about over time. When you're more and more you're doing models, you want to figure out ways to save time. Sometimes there's some things that just have to be done the hard way. Sometimes you can find shortcuts, but one of those is definitely learning to not care about all the little perfect minutiae. And just let it run. Oops, I did hit the F button at some point. This one will always be a pain, but we will also use a mirror on this one as well. We're just going to kind of guesstimate what's going on here. Straight faces, get rid of the bottom ones. Let's just do all these together. Rotate it, is it 30? Close enough. Okay. Apply all transforms. Set origin back to the 3D cursor. Mirror it. So it's a little short. Oh well. No biggie. That one, go ahead and apply the mirror modifier. Let's make a similar one here. We're not going to do that cutout on the inside of the nacelle. I hate that thing. So we're going to skip it. Okay, let's put our cursor to world origin. Everything that has an origin not there, put it on the 3D cursor, and just mirror each of these. Just that quick and easy. And when you go to export it for whatever file type you want, you can, it'll have the geometry there, so you don't have to worry. There you go. There is a low poly enterprise. We are at, let me hit my stopwatch, 35 minutes to make a low poly TOS enterprise. That quick. That was a lot of fun. Just an interesting little idea I had, and it's got enough features there to call it the Enterprise. And yeah, you can print that out, make it a little toy, make it a little display. It is also a good base of primitives for making a full detailed model. For example, you could take this and throw on a subdivision surface modifier, bring it up to 2, and look at that. Shade it smooth. There you go. There's your 3D model. So although this was just a fun practice in speed modeling and low poly modeling, it does still have a lot of the basics in place for how you would build a full 3D model. So there we go. There. Enjoy.